Hey everyone, it's Bumper here, back tonight with a new video. Okay, today we're going to be doing my January haul video. Now, I'm going to do a video every month this year on my channel where I'm going to focus on showing the boutique label stuff I bought, reviewing it, giving you a bit of a closer look. We already hit a few speed bumps in January, so I don't know how good it's going to be all year, but we'll get into it along the way. So yeah, so first of all then, I'm going to go through the odds and sods first of the stuff I picked up. Not everything will be released in January, but I have got a lot of stuff here there was, so we'll go through it one by one. So first up then, at the beginning of January, I finally got Opera, the Dario Argento movie. Okay, so I bought this off Film Treasures, quite expensive, but it's a 5-disc set. It's got the soundtrack, Blu-rays, 4Ks, loads of extras, so it's worth it. Now, I hadn't seen this movie before, and I am a fan of Dario Argento, but not a massive gialli fan. I prefer like Suspiria, then like Trauma, and I heard this one was a bit more violence over mystery as well. So yeah, so I checked this out, and yeah, it was really good. The 4K looked amazing, so definitely no qualms about that, even though there was a disc replacement program run, but I just ordered it when it was all sorted. So this is really gory. There's a kill in this with a boy gets killed near the beginning. I think it's the first death. Oh my god, it's a stabbing and it's absolutely vile. And then yeah, the violence just gets worse and worse. It's sporadic, it don't happen all the time, and the movie can be a little bit boring when there's no violence on the screen, but when it does come, it's really heavy. So I didn't tuck into the extras too much on this one. I didn't even know where to start, to be honest. I don't really bother with audio commentaries. I gotta be honest, I've never watched a film with a commentary, so maybe I'll have to try that one day. I mean, if I was going to watch it, it probably would be this one because it's got Alan Jones on here and Kim Newman on the commentaries. And then it's just interviews and archival stuff. There's a Q&A with Dario Argento. There's no documentaries on there. That's usually what I go for. They could splice the interviews and make a little mini documentary, but they never do. They just give you like 15-minute interviews with each person, but I don't really watch those a lot, I gotta be fair. But anyway, so yeah, good film, wicked 4K, highly recommended. If you get a chance to grab this one or just get a different release that's a bit cheaper or whatever, it's definitely worth watching. So that is Dario Argento's Opera. And then this one came out in December, but Second Sight aren't releasing anything until the end of March, so I thought I may as well just show it. I don't know if I've done it in a previous video, I don't think I have. So that's Creep. So this stars Mark Duplass. It's like a found footage movie about a guy who puts an advert in like a local newspaper or whatever, just saying he wants someone to come and film like his last moments of life because he's dying of cancer, and he wants somebody to like show his son and all this. So it pulls on the heartstrings at the start, but then, you know, like it just slowly goes into control. What's good about this is it gets under your skin, like it don't itch you with anything from the start. Although it's a little bit weird, like when you get in the bath naked after about 5 seconds. But you know, it does well in like sort of building you up, and then in the end, oh my god, it'll just blow your mind. Like it's absolutely madness. So this is only a Blu-ray, so yeah, quality was fine. It was a found footage film anyway, so it didn't really make too much of a difference. I didn't get into too much of the extras because although it looks like there's a lot on here, it's basically audio commentaries, archive audio commentary, interview with Patrick Bryce, who's the guy who's the director, interview with Mark Duplass, who plays the Creep guy, interview with Christopher Donlan, and this is the one I watched here, 10 Years of Creep, a live Q&A with the cast and crew. That was pretty good. I do like live Q&As, so yeah, so I watched that one. So this is Creep. Then again, you may not want to get the special edition. You may be happy with a standard edition Blu-ray. I bet you get it for like 17, £18, so really worth it, really good film. This one I haven't watched, so I can't give you too much information on this one at the moment, but it was a DVD. I've been after this for quite a while. This is like the Spanish version of Masters of Horror. They basically get 6 famous Spanish movie directors and just ask them to all make a movie, not like a big theatrical release, but you know, like just a low budget horror film. So you've got 6 movies in here on DVD. This cost me £20, which is not bad for 6 movies, but my buddy Nigel, he got it on eBay for a tenner, so that's even better. It's one of these ones, unfortunately, where you've got a film on either side. Oh no, ignore me. That's not right, actually. I must be confused it with something else. No, it's only one film on each disc. Actually, right, you don't turn them over. There's 2 films. Oh, fucking hell, I'll start again, shall I? You do turn them over. It says side A, side B, but there's no labelling on that side, so you don't know what's on there, but you do flip them over. So we got there in the end. So the directors then, first of all, you've got one I'm not too familiar with, Narciso Bananes Salado. So I'm not sure on him, but then you've got Mateo Gil, you've got Enrique Urbizo, Paco Plaza. So Paco Plaza is the guy who directed Wreck. Well, all 4 Wrecks. Well, he done Wreck 1 and 2 with Jamie Bellagro. That's how you say his name. And one of them done number 3 on their own, and one of them done number 4 on their own. And then you've got Alex de la Iglesia, so you should know who he is. I've just done a release of all his movies in a box set. He does movies like Perdita Durango, Day of the Beast, and Action Mutante. So pretty good director, good chops on him. And then the last one is by Jamie Balaguero, who done the Wreck movies with Paco Plaza. The one I heard about the most is one called The Christmas Tale. Is the name of the films here if you want to have a little look. But this one here, Christmas Tale, I've heard that's really good. And The Baby's Room, I've heard is really good as well. So I am going to tuck into these soon. But for good value, 6 movies over 7 hours, 8 hours for 20 quid. Can't fault it. And another DVD I bought. I completely forgot about this film. I seen it in 2010 at a film festival. I love my French extremity from this era, but it never really came out on DVD or anything, and I just forgot about it. And I was doom scrolling through eBay one night, and I seen it for $36.99 on DVD. Obviously, I didn't pay that, but I thought, oh yeah, I forgot about that film. I'll see if it's on Amazon now. And there it was for £6. It's called The Pack. All right, nice red case as well. So this is about a girl. She picks up a hitchhiker. She's driving through rural France, and they stop off at a cafe, and he goes to go to the toilet, the guy, and he never comes back. The woman at the cafe, like, she starts to close up then, and she's like to the girl, you gotta go. And she's like, well, can you go in there and have a look if there's anyone in there? And like the woman who owns the restaurant's like, no, there's no one in there, So she leaves, but then she's not satisfied, so she comes back in the night to have a creep round, and yeah, it just goes a bit batshit from there, really. Not as good as the other French extremity movies, but well worth a watch, and you know, when the gore does come, yeah, it's pretty heavy. So there it is, wicked artwork on that. The Pack. And then the other one could be the release of the year already, who knows, is Hammer's Captain Kronos. Alright, so I won't do an unboxing of this because you've seen it all already on my videos and other people's videos, but I did watch this, and although it's not my favourite Hammer film, I think it kind of suffers from not having any recognisable faces, well, apart from Marilyn Monroe, but I don't really associate her with Hammer. I associate her more with the Joe Spinell movies, but yeah, so it wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad either. You know, it's just an average 2.5 out of 5 kind of movie, but the 4K, ooh, it's absolutely awesome. All shot on location, mainly day shots, so it does look awesome. Loads of extras on this. I didn't get into all of them. It's another 5-discer. I didn't make a note really of the different extras. I don't know if it tells you. I think I checked the J card away, but it was an introduction with Marilyn Monroe that I watched. So she introduces the film, and she has a little chat for like 10 minutes first. So she's always watchable, Marilyn Monroe, even now when she talks, you know, like, because she's got so many stories and tales to tell, like, from her days in Hollywood. So yeah, Captain Kronos, awesome release. Maybe not amazing movie in my opinion, but you know, we want more of these, and there's plenty of good films they can be bringing out. So yeah, Captain Kronos, really good. And then I kind of get into the boutique stuff then. So we're going to start off with 88 films. So 88 films slate for, so sorry, as I said, 88 films slate for January. I'll look at my laptop here. I'll try and put a graphic on the screen now when I'm in the editing stage. But they didn't release anything until the 20th of Jan. And the first film they released on that date was, I should have put them in order, this Tygon release, The Haunted House of Horrors. So you can't see them from there, but they're all my Tygons there. So I got every single release they've done so far. So yeah, I watched this one. Lovely slipcover on it. Really good textures, material and everything. And then there's the movie. You've got reversible art. You've got a booklet. All for the great value of $16.99. So yeah, so this film, it was pretty good. I don't know about you, but I like my gore. So a film can be boring in places or maybe not hold my attention. But if a real good bit of gore happens, it can like lift my opinion of it. And this is what happens in this film, right? So it's not really about a haunted house. These people are at a party. They get a bit bored, so they decide to go to a haunted house. But they're only there like 10 minutes. One of them gets killed. And then it's about the aftermath. Like the group there, don't ask me why they do this, mind, because it's a bit ridiculous. But they don't know who's killed this guy, like, but they know he's one of them. And rather than just like phoning the police and then police figure it out, they all decide to take a pact and just not say anything and pretend they had nothing to do with it. Even though like 5 of the 6 of them didn't have anything to do with it. It was only the one that killed them. So why they'd agreed to that, I'll never know. But anyway, so they leave the house. Then there's a bit of a mystery then as it goes on. But there's a gore scene in this. There's a stabbing scene right towards the end where a guy gets it in the nuts. Oh my God, this movie was made in 1969 and it's caught me off guard. I gotta be fair, I was not expecting it. You know, I loved it. I rewound it back to watch it again, you know, laughed the second time. And I was like, whoa, for 1969, that is mad. So this film was only on for a 2 out of 5 from me, but then that happened at the end, and there was some other batshit things, and they put it up to like a solid 3. So yeah. So yeah, gory in places, sporadically gory, 2 or 3 scenes of heavy gore. The rest can be a little bit boring, but the picture quality is amazing. Like they all dress like they're in the Beatles. They all got these like multicoloured, like big collared suits on and frilly bloody, they're not ties, what are they called, cravats or something like. So yeah, I mean the fashion from the era is hilarious, and you get good bold colours like bright yellows, bright oranges, bright greens. So it looks fantastic. I would definitely check this one out. Like I said, it was the gore that did it for me in the end, but pretty solid movie all around. So Haunted House of Horrors. In regards to the extras, again, it's audio commentary by Kim Newman and Sean Hogan, who I like, but I don't really watch audio commentaries. Then there's some more. There's the making of the Haunted House of Horror, and then just some trailers and stuff. I didn't tuck into these extras, I don't think, but looking at them, there's 2 on here I do want to watch. So there's the making of Haunted House of Horror and House of Horrors. Michael Armstrong on the Haunted House of Horror. So that sounds like some sort of essay. So I'm going to check those 2 out. Maybe I'll come back and let you know what they like on the next video, but I'll probably forget. So that's the first one on 88 slate for January then. That's Haunted House of Horror. And then they released 2 films that I didn't get. One's called Love and To Waste, and the other one's called Rouge. So they came out on the 20th as well. But, you know, I got to draw the line somewhere. I can't buy films just for the sake of it or just because the labels released it. And these were both Japanese movies, but they were like love stories. They got a bit of supernatural about them. Like the one's about a woman who commits suicide with her husband in a suicide pact, and she can't find him in the afterlife. So like she wanders the earth looking for him to see why he didn't kill himself or whatever. It seems quite interesting, but I just know being Japanese, it won't be as straightforward as that, and it'll just be a bit boring. And the same with Love and To Waste. I think that's another kind of drama movie, so I didn't get that one. But the one I did get that they released is this one, Love and Crime. Okay, so I haven't watched this one, I gotta be honest, so I can't give you my thing on it. I'll tell you the reason why I didn't watch it when I get around to another film from Arrow. I will get around to it, but just I haven't got around to it yet. It's limited edition, 1781 thing available. Wicked picture discs, wicked booklet, little like J card thing, and it does have reversible art. Here we go. I'm surprised I didn't reverse it because I got the other art on the. Oh no, there's no slip cover, that's why I didn't reverse it, because I prefer that one there. Although some people will prefer the original one, I know. Getting back in there. Okay, I saw the rest later. So yeah, so I don't really know what this is. I thought originally it was just like a movie. You know, it's going to be a little bit gross, a little bit erotic looking cover, but I think it's an anthology. I think it's got 4 stories. It says Japan's legendary king of cult, Toru Hishi, delivers 4 dramatized tales of real-life crimes of passion involving women across the ages in this grotesque anthology. So yeah, so it's 4 shorts, and the basis of the shorts are crimes of passion. So yeah, it probably will go there for the violence. You know what the Japanese are like, but just haven't got around to it yet. So I'll be checking that out soon. I'll probably give you a review on it next month now when I do my February ones. Okay, and then on the 27th of Jan, then they released The Story of a Cloistered Nun. It's part of their Italian collection, but I'm not, you know, I'm not committed to that because I don't own many of the others. I haven't been buying it from the start. So again, I haven't bought it. It doesn't seem like my cup of tea, but if anyone's seen it and they want to tell me it's good, it's like a video nasty style movie or like nunsploitation, whatever, and it's worth watching, let me know and I'll do it. But what I did get was 2 December releases, but I didn't get them until January because quite frankly, I was just waiting to get paid after Christmas. So the first one I bought, I had to get this from HMV because it was sold out on the site, but good old HMV had it. It's called Knife Under the Throat. Is it still in the cellophane because I haven't watched it? I struggled with the motivation. I was all for watching this, and then I heard a few people say it wasn't very good, so it kind of put me off a bit, but I will get around to it. It's a giallo, but it's a Spanish giallo. So, you know, it's not directed by Barber or Argento or anything like that. Who is it directed by? Claude Mulot, whoever that is. So I can't tell you much about it, really. It looks like there's loads of boobs in it. There's 4 screen grabs on the back, and 3 of them got boobs in. So yeah, so it's going to be more erotic, I think, than violent. it's a Blu-ray and DVD combo though, so you don't see that all the time lately. So anyway, so this is Spanish, like I said, sold out on the site, but they have got an HMV. It was on Amazon, but he said 6 to 7 months for delivery. So I was like, oh, don't worry about it. And so I got it from HMV. So Life Under the Throat from 88. And then the other one they done in December that I only just got my hands on, From Beyond. I think this is sold out on the site now as well. I was lucky to get this one from the site really, because I had to wait a couple of weeks to get paid. But I watched this straight away. As soon as I got it, I watched it. I wasn't always a lover of this movie. I had the 88 films. I had the Second Sight release, and I watched it a couple of times, but I used to think it was a bit boring, like. I used to doze off. But I don't know why, because I watched it on this 4K, like, forced myself to stay awake, and the gore in this is amazing. Then you get that thing comes out of his head and whatever, like, and there's a scene towards the end. Over a month ago I watched it now, like it's in a hospital or something, on a nurse. She gets killed, I don't know if he bites her or this thing bites her, but I just remember it being really graphic, like. So the 4K was amazing, as you'd expect. You've got all these lovely blues and purples, these neon colours, so it does pop. I gotta be honest, I don't think I watched any of the extras again. I gotta get better with my extras, but I'm always dozing off by the end of the film anyway, so I never really get the time to do the extras. But like, this has got something with Ken Foree in on the extras. Ken Foree on From Beyond, so like interview, I suppose. Monsters Unleashed, Barbara Crampton on From Beyond, Jeffrey Combs on From Beyond. They should collate them, see. They got the 3 actors and like put them into like a talking head documentary, even if it's only on for half hour, who cares, like, but just like, you know, edited a bit better so it's more like a documentary. So directed by Stuart Gordon, produced by Brian Usner, obviously. I can give you a quick look. So you've got the slip, and then you've got the lovely thick side loader, and then I've reversed the artwork to that then. So what I would say with this one, if you can get your hands on it, it's definitely worth it. The packaging is immense, like, it's just, the artwork's just insane. Better than the Vinegar Syndrome artwork, although I might be a bit biased because I don't own the Vinegar Syndrome release. But yeah, I think it looks wicked. One of 88's best of the year anyway, so recommended this is if you haven't got it. It looks awesome. So that was 88 film slate, and then Arrow then is the other one. So I just get my trusty computer going. And we'll go on Arrow. Here we go. Right, so January the 6th with Arrow. Then first thing they released was Unusual Suspects. So like I said, I can't afford to buy films just for the sake of it. Unusual Suspects, yeah, it's an alright film. It's got a good story, but it's one of those where I've seen it once. I know the twist. I got it on DVD from a charity shop. I don't need it on any better. It's not a film that represents my taste in movies, although like I said, it is pretty good, but it's a one-time watch really. But I said I probably have seen it twice, but no more than that. So I didn't get Usual Suspects because I just didn't think it was worth it. But I did get the other one they released on the 6th of Jan, and that was called, he says, there we go, that was called Rampo Noir. All right, so this is a Japanese movie, and it's shorts. So this is why I didn't watch that Love and Crime, because I'd already done one Japanese anthology movie in January, and it was hard work. This was really hard work. The first short, I don't even know what was going on. It was like a shot of a grassy field, then a guy raping a woman, then a shot of a grassy field with a pool in the middle of it. So I don't know what that represented. It was on for about 4 minutes. And then there was the next short was on for ages, and they had a good concept about a killer mirror, but it was just boring and dragged out and never went there. And then the best one was the third one. It's about like a guy who comes home from the war or whatever, like, and I don't know why, because it's, you know, it's all bloody weird, but like his wife or whatever's got him with no limbs, no arms, no legs, tied up, like, and she's just like sort of looking after him and feeding him, like, and he's just like locked in his room. But it's just weird as shit. I can't even remember the fourth one. Okay, so what it is basically, there's a guy in Japan, let me find his name for you again, Edogawa Rampo, and he's a bit like the modern Japanese version of M.R. James, or the Japanese version of Edgar Allan Poe, and then they took directors to you know, make some of his stories into movies. So all sounds good so far, but yeah, it's a real difficult watch. If I was in the selling business, I probably would shift this one on, but I don't sell my movies unless I'm desperate for cash, so I'm alright at the moment. So if I ever do become skint, like, and I need a couple of quid, this will probably go on the sell list, but for now it can stay in my collection because it's a bit of a niche movie, you know what I mean? I think it might have sold out on the website as well, so someone must like it somewhere. I don't need to tell you that I didn't even get into the extras on this because the film was hard enough to watch, but I'm sure there's someone out there that will like it. There's the inside cover there. I flipped the art. The artwork on the other side is the same as the slippy, and then you've got a poster and two booklets. Oh, the one's just a card advertising the sell. Poster and a booklet. Nice picture disc. It's only a nice picture disc. It's only a Blu-ray, not a 4K. So I think it was only about 18 quid or whatever. So that was one of the reasons why I bought it. I think if it was a 4K at 25 quid or whatever, I might not have bothered. But well, I probably would have sold it by now if I did. But yeah, so Arrow, Blu-ray, Rampo no. Tough recommend, that is, I gotta be fair. But if you like obscure Japanese stuff, which I thought I did, but I'm now thinking I like the more commercial stuff like Ringu, The Grudge, Audition. This stuff's all a bit too thing for me, a bit too arty-farty. And then in January, the week after that, on the 13th, they released Inglourious Bastards. Now, I didn't buy Inglourious Bastards. I forgot to get it out, but I've got it on 4K, and it's got a slipcover. I bought it in FOP in London, but I seen it with the slip. I heard the slip was a bit rare, so I just grabbed it, even though it's not a film I do think it's good, but it's just not one that's got a lot of rewatchability. The start's amazing, the scene with Christopher Waltz and the guy's got the Jews hiding under his floorboards. I love that scene, but yeah, so I didn't get it because it's the same transfer as well. Like, all they've done is repackage the disc and put some different extras on there. So there was nothing really pulling me to buy that one, I gotta be honest. But they also released, they released Time Bandits on a standard as well. But again, Time Bandits is a movie I got on DVD and I'm happy with. But the other one they released was this one here. It was called Incubus. All right, now I love a good black and white movie, especially when it's on 4K because it always looks amazing. And then when you're going to tell me it's an obscure movie from the 60s that was thought lost for a long time, that's piqued my interest even more. And then when you tell me it's a cursed production and that the lead and one of the women in it committed suicide before the film even released in a suicide pact, although they say it's a suicide pact, but it could be that the guy killed the woman in a jealous rage and then killed himself. No one really knows. But it's all in you in the documentary. And then the last thing that piqued my interest was the fact it's in a different language. It's in a language called Esperanto. So Esperanto is like in the early 1900s or whatever it was, they were trying to find a second language to be, to be popular like English, because everyone just spoke English or whatever. They're looking for that second language. And Esperanto was one that was made up. I say made up, obviously a lot more thought goes into it than just making it up, but it's still spoken now. I thought it was a dead language, but it's still spoken by some people. I don't ask me where mine, but it's a 45-minute documentary on here. I'll get into that now anyway. So William Shatner's in this. Basically, William Shatner lives in the woods kind of thing, like with his sister, lives a life of solitude, and then one day, like, this pretty woman comes along and she says she's lost and whatever, so he offers to, like, take her back to wherever she's trying to go to, but is she or she seems? Well, she's not, because there's a scene at the start that's really eerie. It gets under your skin. Like, a guy gets drowned. It's like a folk horror. They're like devil worshippers. Like an incubus is like a female demon who sucks on the souls of men. And at the start, like, she's got a foot on this guy's head under the water to drown him, and you get the lush shot from under the water. It's in black and white. It's in slow-mo. You can just see the guy's mouth filling with water, and his head's like slowly getting buried under the pebbles. And I don't know, it just really creeped me out, I gotta be fair. So it was really good for that. Some people say that they want a lot of emoting from the cast because they were trying to speak the language and it was having a knock-on effect on the rest of their performance, but I didn't see any of that. I was too busy reading the subtitles anyway. So this was a good film. If you like old school folk horrors, devil worshipping horrors, atmospheric movies, really well shot. I wouldn't mind knowing what beach this was shot on, actually. So yeah, really good. So they had that cover, and then there was no reversible art. Well, it was reversible, but it was just in a different language on the other side, on the other one, in the Esperanto language. So I just kept it on English, obviously. You get a booklet, and you get a lovely picture disc, but no Blu-ray or anything. So like I was saying, I did watch the extras on this one because it was an interesting movie. And the first one I watched was so A History of Esperanto, a newly filmed interview with Esther Shaw, author of Bridge of Words. So that's like a 45-minute a 45-minute interview where they talk about the language. It's really interesting. And then you also got another one, Words and Worlds, Incubus and Esperanto in Cinema, a newly filmed interview with historian Stephen Bissett. So both those interviews, they were really good, really informative. They were on for longer than your usual ones. I think they run for about 40 minutes. This looked amazing, as you'd expect, really, for a black and white movie. And it's got your boy William Shatner in it, so it's got a recognisable face in there. So that is Incubus. My laptop's gone and run out of battery, so I don't know. What are we missing here? Sorry about that. A disturbance in the force as always. I had to recharge my laptop. Okay, so then moving on then, towards the end of the month, Arrow, January the 20th, they released The Cell. Now this is where I said that we've already hit sticky ground in our first month of doing these videos, because I ordered The Cell. I ordered it from Amazon because I thought I'd save on the postage and packaging. Now what I noticed with Amazon is Arrow releases come out a week later with Arrow on Amazon rather than the Arrow website. So that's probably trying to entice you to buy from Arrow, knowing you're going to get it sooner than if you order it from Amazon. But yeah, I thought I'd save some money on the postage, because it's like £6 now postage with Arrow if you order a couple of things, and it didn't come. And then I thought to myself, well, it's been recalled because there's an error with the director's cut. It's got repeated frames. So that's probably why they cancelled it, and they sent it to me when you know, it's been redone and it's all corrected. But then I went on the Arrow website and it was there still for sale. So I don't know. So I just cancelled the order and got my money back. And then I've reordered it through Arrow's website now. So it'll be here, but it's just not here yet. And I didn't want to delay this video any longer. So we'll have to have a look at that one next month. And then the week after, they only released The Cell on the 20th. And the 27th, they released The Gift. And you'll think I'm making this up, but the exact same thing happened. I ordered The Gift. It didn't say it was going to be delivered until Monday the 3rd of February, a week after the Arrow release of the 27th. I thought, fine. And I just had an email then on Monday when it was supposed to come saying, oh, sorry, we've had to cancel this order. So I thought, this is going to be out of stock now on the website. That's why they can't fulfill the order, because I fucking put your teeth in, because Arrow can't give them any you know, the amount of copies they need because they've sold them all. But I went on the Arrow website, it's in stock. So I just don't know. So they were both cancelled by Amazon, but luckily I paid for them just normal. You know, I didn't do any like paying threes or whatever. So I've had the money back and I just went straight on the Arrow website and ordered them. Like I said, it cost me £6 delivery for 2 films, but you do get like 600 points. So you do get the £6 back in a backwards way, really. So I'm happy with that. And it's a lesson learned. I'm never going to order off Amazon again when it comes to Arrow, especially pre-orders, because A, it's going to come a week later, and B, if it comes at all. However, I don't always do this, but there was a few Arrow releases in America that I wanted to get. I often find they can be quite expensive, although I have learned now that if you order through the Arrow website, it's not so bad. Like sometimes on Amazon, I was going to get Friday the 13th 4K, the remake, and it was coming in about £52 on Amazon by the time you pay for shipping and everything. Admittedly, now I know I can buy it off the Arrow website. It's only about £35, but the moment's kind of past now, so I'll have to just get it when I got spare cash rather than when I'm trying to get stuff on my hit list. But enough waffle. So I ordered, first one I ordered off Amazon US. I thought if I'm going to get something off Arrow US, if I'm going to get something, I may as well order a few things. So this one came out last summer. Torso by Sergio Martino. So this is a great sort of, everyone calls them giallis, but because they're Italian movies, I mean, it is a giallo. You can see the guy with the black gloves and all on there, but they're uber violent, you know what I mean? Giallis, when they first made them, like the Pronto giallis, they didn't have a lot of violence in there. It wasn't until Dario Argento started making them with gross kills did the violence come. So you could class this as a slasher if you wanted to. If you think, oh, I'm not a giallo fan, then just call it a slasher, but it's a slasher giallo if you wanted to be proper about it. So I have watched this one. I reversed the cover as well to the old school one, so that's wicked. There's loads of extras on there. You can see that. I haven't watched the extras. Again, I am usually really good with the extras. You wouldn't believe it from this video, but I just had tons going on. Like, I'm still feeling a backlash of Christmas with like catching up with work and being tired and whatever else. So yeah, so you got a wicked booklet with a wicked design on it. I won't get it out. Then you've got that amazing picture disc as well. They do, fair play to Arrow. Like I do get on their case sometimes when they release movies I don't like you know, like a Usual Suspects and whatever. But you know, they got to cater for everyone, haven't they? So, but this what a release this is, like absolutely awesome. The 4K on this for a movie, you know, that looks a bit dirty anyway and cheap. You know, absolutely wicked. So yeah, I was really happy to get that one from there. And then the other one I got was A Simple Plan. The story with this one then, okay, the 4K sold out straight away. This sold like hotcakes and there was no 4K left. The same thing happened when they bought The Warriors out and Witness out. Sometimes I don't know what's coming out from Arrow US because I forget to check because I'm so preoccupied with the British releases or like the American boutiques like Vinegar Syndrome and all that. So I missed the 4K of this, and then I was looking at it and I thought, you know what, they still got the Blu-ray in stock. Everyone's telling me it's an amazing film. The Blu-rays are newly remastered anyway, so I'm just going to get the Blu-ray. So this is actually the Blu-ray, not the 4K. Everything about it is exactly the same. You've got the same amazing slip cover with that subtle but amazing design on it. And then you've got that artwork there, the old VHS artwork or whatever. There's your back there. So I'd never seen this film, and everyone was telling me how amazing it is. You know, like I watched Dead Pit Radio, the American guys, and they were like, they did like a tier ranking, and they put this movie like, I think they did a tier ranking of wintry films or films set in the snow, and this was in the top tier. So I knew I had to get it then. It's a bit like a Coen Brothers film or an early Danny Boyle film, but it's actually directed by Sam Raimi. So that was another reason why I wanted to get it. And if I got the gift as well, I would have had double Sam Raimi in January, but the gift hadn't come yet. So yeah, so this was a really good film. I didn't think it's quite as amazing as some people made out, but it was definitely a solid 3 out of 5 movie. I'd probably watch it again, even though it's one of those ones that once you know the twists, it might not have the same impact. But yeah, so I'm going to do this now more often. If a 4K sells out, I'm not going to be too worried about it. I don't know if anyone watches Chase over at American Vintage Pop Culture, I think it's called, AVP or something like that. But he knows his stuff anyway, and I agree with what he said. I've said this a few times, that this is a 4K remaster. So the only difference between this and the 4K is one of them's on a 50GB disc, one of them's on a 100GB disc. Now, boffins will say because there's more room on a 100GB disc, that you'll have less compression and the picture quality will be better. But that's not always the case. You know, I burn DVDs and Blu-rays for myself, and I use 25GB Blu-rays, and I can download a film at about 15GB, and it will look as good as a retail one that's on a 50GB. Because what you've got to remember is there's still loads of room left on these discs. They just fill it with extras, and, you know, they make sure the compression fills the disc to make it look like there's no space when you turn it around. So really, if you've got a decent player that upscales, and this is a 4K remaster on Blu-ray, you ain't going to notice the difference between it and a 4K. I will still buy the 4K, so I like to have the best, and there's only about £4 difference in them. But from now on, especially in America, if the 4Ks go, I'm not going to be put off. I'm going to get the Blu-rays. I wish I had got the Warriors now, and I wish I had got Witness. Witness is still in stock, so I'm going to get that, but Warriors, you've got no chance. But anyway, enough waffle. That's a simple plan. And then the other one I got from the States, this one's not really due out until today, I think, so this should come into February's really, but this is Alice, Sweet Alice. I forgot about this one, but thanks to my buddy Nige, Rock God, 2004, he had it, and I watched his unboxing video, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't get that, and I thought I was going to miss out on the Arte slipcover, but I managed to get it. So this is like the exclusive to the website slipcover. I haven't opened it yet. I watched this film like a month ago on Amazon Prime. Like, it's pretty good, like with the big fat guy living in the apartment downstairs, the white perv. So I really enjoyed it, but I watched this one now ready for next month with the reviews and whatever. Well, I don't mind doing a quick unboxing for you, because I did say this video is like reviews, unboxings, closer look, so probably should have prepared first and took the cling film off. Alright then, so here's your slip. And then you've got that. I love that artwork. I wouldn't have been too disappointed if I missed out on the Arty slip, because I love that one as well. That's on the other slip. Got your back there. I don't know if you can see the specs and whatever. So this has got a young Brooke Shields in it. Got a booklet. You've got an advertising card. I don't know what that film is there that they're advertising, but it's nothing amazing. And then I imagine the reversible art is to say, yeah, so the reversible art is this artwork. So yeah, so it stars a young Brooke Shields, directed by Alfred Soule. It's like a bit of it's a slasher movie, I suppose, but it's a bit of a slow burn kind of thriller. It does, again, it says it's an Italian giallo film. But, well, sorry, it doesn't say it's an Italian giallo film. It says influences from the then booming Italian giallo film, and more specifically, Don't Look Now. Alice, Sweet Alice is an absolutely essential, if often overlooked, entry in the canon of 1970s American horror. So yeah, if you've never seen this film, absolutely wicked. Check it out. I'll come back about the picture quality and the extras and all on that one when I do next month's video. And then, before I forget, I did also get this behemoth from Via Vision imprint, and that's the Never Ending Story. So this is like the giant replica book that houses inside the movies, and you've got like I don't want it all to fall out really. You have to go on my Instagram if you want to see it thing or watch someone else's video, but it's got all stuff in there like booklets, an amazing poster, like giant poster with a wicked design on it and whatnot. So that was a pretty penny, that one was, but only comes round once in a blue moon, something like that. And then, so this was the movie that it came in. Amazing lenticular slipcover, side loader. And then you've got the old school artwork there. Tons of extras on the back, although I don't think you'll be able to see them because of the colour of the writing. And then there's a 5-discer, so you've got theatrical US cut on both Blu and 4K, German extended cut on both Blu-ray and 4K, and then you've got this amazing documentary by Lisa Downs, Life After Never Ending Story. I put this on straight away as soon as it come. What an amazing documentary. The guy who voices Falcor and the Wolf in this, and the Rock guy, he also done the voices in like loads of cartoons from the 80s, like he's the voice of Skeletor in He-Man, so that kind of blew my mind. They can't get Bastian, like he's like lives a life of solitude now. He won't do any interviews or anything in regards to the Never Ending Story, but everyone else is on there, you know. So yeah, so I watched the German cut this time because it was extended. I gotta be honest, with extended cuts, unless the ending's completely different, like say Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, it's hard to notice the difference. But what I did notice with this one straight away is that it doesn't have the Never Ending Story song in the German cut, like in the bits where that comes on in the US cut. It's just like a fantastical tune. So, you know, you're sacrificing the #1 theme tune of the 80s, like, for 11 minutes of extra footage. So it's up to you, really, what you prefer. But I'll probably watch the theatrical cut when I go back. The Artax dying scene is longer in the German cut as well. So if you want to put yourself through that, you can. But yeah, absolutely awesome. Like I said, it's worth it for that documentary alone, because if that came in on physical, you'd be talking 20 quid, 25 quid. So with everything else you get. So that was the Never Ending Story from imprint. So as I read it for my pickups then and everything that I got, what I'm going to do quickly now, I'll try and put a graphic on the screen so you're not just hearing me waffle, is to look at the releases coming in February. All right, so first up then, I'm not going to go through everything, just the boutiques. So Arrow on February the 10th, Arrow are releasing 3 films. A Certain Killer, A Killer's Key, so it's a double pack of Japanese thrillers. They're Japanese action movies from the 60s. I gotta be honest, that might be going a bit too far back for me with Japanese action movies or thrillers. I'm not sure I'm going to get that. The artwork looks amazing, like, and everything, but I did have a good read up on it, and I don't think it's going to be my scene. And then they're doing a standard release of Weird Science and a movie called Behind Convent Walls, but I think they released those 2 movies before with slipcovers, and these are just standard releases, so I won't be bothering with those. This is where it gets a bit tricky, because they're doing a 4K of Life Force. It's only a slipcover release, so it's only 22 quid. It's an amazing film, Life Force, but I have got their Blu-ray, not with the slip though. So I got a feeling I'm going to buy Life Force on 4K because it's got the slip, and then sell the one I got the Blu-ray. I won't get much for it. Probably get away 6 quid on eBay for it, but that puts the price down to £16 of the 4K, so that's happy days. Then this is the one where I'm really going to have to think about it. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. So that's coming out in a big box. It's probably going to be 30 or 35 quid. Now, the issue I got with this is I've got the previous Arrow release, which is amazing. The artwork's amazing on it. It's got Eggshells, which is Toby Hooper's first movie, as an extra on there. This hasn't. I've already checked that, so you don't get that on there. The problem with that Blu-ray one is it's a funny size. It don't match up with the other ones. It looks a little bit out of place on the shelf, but I mean, is that enough reason to spend 35 quid on a new release? The other thing about this new release is it's got all my favourite colours, like the neon pinks and the purples, so that's sort of drawing me to it. But ultimately, and this should be the #1 thing, is that I don't really like the movie. Like, the woman does my head in. She's just running around screaming the whole time. Like, I find it really annoying. So I don't know if I'm probably just happy with my Blu-ray that looks amazing. It's got tons of extras, and it's got a good packaging that sort of opens up if you remember the release. But I could probably get 25 quid for it as well, because it's in good condition and it's out of print now. So I could probably get near enough to sell it and then buy the 4K. But it will sell out. You know it will. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, it's going to sell out. So I don't know if I'm going to be lucky enough to get it or not. I got to be honest. And then we got standard releases again that I think they've already done before. The Last Stop in Yuma County. That's from 2023, even though it looks like an old film. The Game Trilogy. So that's, again, 3 Japanese action movies. Or they could be Chinese, actually, looking at that. No, Japanese, that is. They're Japanese. And you've got Mill of the Stone Women. Again, that's just a standard release. They've already had the big box edition of that one. And then on the 24th, then, this is one that I'll probably get and you'll be seeing a review for next week, is Cruising with Al Pacino. So again, they're doing a big box set of that. And I don't own that film in any shape or form. I've seen it once, not too long ago, maybe within the last 5 years. And it's all right, like, it's quite violent, like, and it's about this undercover cop, like, he's got to peruse the gay bars and the S&M bars, like, in wherever he is in America, San Francisco or something, looking for a serial killer, like, so he's got to, like, pretend to be gay and all this, or maybe he is gay, I can't really remember. But it's Al Pacino in it. Yeah, it's pretty good films. I'm probably going to grab that and see what the 4K is all about. And then the other one they're releasing is Black Hat, the film with Chris Hemsworth, but I'm not bothered with that, really. It doesn't really bother, tickle my fancy. I'd get that on DVD if it ever came out or whatever. It's really not one for me. And then 88 films then. So 88 films. You don't get much with 88 films. It's like waiting for a bus. You don't get anything for the first 3 weeks of February. Then on the 24th, they just all come at once. So this is definitely what I'm getting. I've already pre-ordered it. Sex and Zen from 1991. So that's a Cat 3 movies. I'm always going to buy the Cat 3 movies. It's got a wicked slipcover by the looks of it and everything. And then to go along with that, they're doing the Erotic Ghost Story trilogy. So I don't own any of them, even though I have been close to buying Erotic Ghost Story a few times on Blu-ray from 88. But this is all three of them in a nice box set, kind of like that Guiara's Guts trilogy box. So I'll be getting that. That's on pre-order. If you order that and Sex and Zen, they give you a tenner off the website. So they should be 50 quid in total, but it's only £40 for those two together. You buy as a bundle. Then they got Masters of the Universe coming out. Masters of the Universe is a funny film because it's crap. I mean, I can't lie, it is shit. But I used to watch it so much when I was a youngster that I feel like I should own it, even though if I watch it now, I'll just laugh. Like, I can't remember the exact wording, but it's just like they spend the entire film looking for something, and at the end, the guy's like, "Oh, why didn't you say I got one of those? Yeah," and they need something else to go with it, and the woman's like, "Oh, why didn't you say I got one of those?" It's like, oh, off. But but I'm going to get it. A shame it's not 4K, really. It got released in Australia, but it was only a Blu-ray, so I don't know why they're not doing a 4K of it, but I'll have it on Blu-ray. And then this Japanese stuff again then, or sorry, Chinese, Jackie Chan, Dragon Fist 4K. So I don't get the martial art movies. I do like martial arts, but I like my martial arts to be serious, with like bone-crunching violence, but I find the Chinese stuff has always got that sort of campy comedy feel to it, no matter how serious the things are that's going on the TV. Like, you always have slapstick jokes and these like characters that are just so sexist, it's laughable. You've got The Lady Assassin, again that looks Chinese, and then they're doing a standard release of American Pie on 4K, and then there's one other film here called Legacy of Rage. Again, it looks like it's Chinese, so I don't know. But I'm definitely getting Sex and Zen, Erotic Ghost Story, and Masters of the Universe. So hopefully they'll come on time and you'll get to hear my thoughts on those. Second Sight ain't releasing anything now until the end of March. I mean, they're releasing two bangers with Scanners and The Brood, but until then they're not releasing anything. I heard that they're releasing Nice Guys with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling, and this is a why for me. Like, I don't know why 88 films are releasing that film. Like, A, it doesn't really go along with anything else they've ever released, and B, well, they probably will be interested in it. That's what sucks, really, like, because people will buy it and they'll think, oh, we do more of these stupid comedy action movies. No, mate, do the horrors and French Extremity and all that good stuff. But yeah, you know, you've got to pay the bills, haven't you? So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to those David Cronenberg ones, 100%. And I think that's enough waffling. I think we've been through everything. So I've been Bumper. That's January done and dusted. We're moving on to February, and I'll catch you on the next one.